Hello and welcome to our monthly update. Commentators calling for a downturn in house prices are continuing to play the waiting game. In March, national property prices rose by a further 0.6%, the 14th consecutive month of national house price growth. Of course, the property market is exactly that, a market. And markets go up and will also go down. So, as we reflect in today's residential property market, let's ask ourselves, what could drive the market downwards nationally in a sustained way? This month, we are examining the bear case and just why it hasn't come to be. Let's start at the most obvious place. Households cracking under the weight of financial pressure. The theory follows that increased costs of living, increased mortgage repayments, drive mortgage arrears upwards. Mortgage arrears drive a surge in distressed sales and listings, creating surplus stock and causing prices to fall. Except it hasn't. We know that on a household-by-household basis, some people are doing it tough. It's impossible to have the cost of living event we are moving through together with the uplift in interest rates without it. But on a national basis, the RBA reported in its Financial Stability Review in March that most households are managing the challenging economic conditions. Employment numbers remain strong, as do savings buffers, and from low levels, mortgage arrears have increased, but are unlikely to pose a financial stability risk. This is a good place to start. The next bear case, which is related, is the fixed rate cliff. Recall that the period immediately following COVID saw super low interest rates. Borrowers took out fixed rate loans like never before. The concern was as the fixed rate period of these loans expired into a higher rate environment, borrowers would fall into arrears. This was a very valid concern, and if you watched our updates or read our newsletters, you would have seen that while we do not have exposures to those loans within our portfolios, we sensibly watched it closely. As we sit here today, the fixed rate cliff has passed without any notable uplift in borrower non-repayments. The reasons again are a rinse and repeat of those that we gave to bear case 1. Another concern was that poor quality loans would land into default again, driving arrears and destabilizing house prices. Except that hasn't happened either. In fact, it is a very different narrative driving property outcomes. Consider auction clearance rates. The number of properties being bought at auction is a great indicator of the direction of a market. For the week ending 21st of April, which was in school holidays and a month interrupted by multiple public holidays, CoreLogic's national auction clearance rate was 74.4%. Any number nearing 80% is associated with a booming market. So this is certainly not a number associated with a decline. We have low vacancy rates and a continued increase in rents. Rents in Australia grew by 2.9% in the March quarter alone. With surging population growth continuing, we haven't been building enough houses. People can afford their mortgages and in a choppy market are limiting the supply of new stock. In short, demand outstrips supply. And that is driving the resilience against any major cyclical correction. But that's not to say it can't happen, and you have to consider downside risk. At the Trobe Financial, we are no different. We have long held that a diversified portfolio of high-quality, granular assets with conservative loan-to-valuation ratios performs at all points along the economic cycle. Using this approach, investors in our portfolio accounts have enjoyed monthly income distributions and zero investor losses since the inception date of each. In a volatile market, that's an outcome our investors are very happy with. Thank you for watching.